Hi, it's Amy again with Poppy Hawthorne Studio, and I'm back in my favorite place. I have something special, and well, it's not that it is special, it belongs to someone special to me, and that is my aunt. And what I did was, my aunt has this little sewing machine, and she's just an occasional sewist, so she doesn't sew a lot, and this little machine works out great for her. Well, I recently took this up to our local quilt shop to have it serviced. Thank you, Sewn at 701, for servicing this for my aunt. And as you can see, it came out beautiful. It's clean and it's ready to go home. But the thing is that my aunt did not have a dust cover for it. And this is, you know, she puts it back into the box and into the closet, and she pulls it out occasionally. And I thought, why not make her a little dust cover for it, so if she ever wants to just leave it out, then she can. So I thought this would be a great reuse, repurpose video. And I have these placemats. They're double-sided on both sides, and it looks like it would be a great fit. So I have these placemats. I picked these up at Goodwill a long time ago. I have never used them, and I just need two for this project, one for the front and the back. Now, they're going to be sewn at the top, and then I have this, I don't know really exactly what you call it, ribbon or, you know, whatever. You could use ribbon. Ribbon would be very pretty if you have it, but this is a reuse, repurpose, and so I'm going to reuse this. Now this came off of some, I think it was a sheet set or something that I had gotten, and I always save this. It's the best. It's really strong. And so what I'm going to do is, the idea is I'm going to sew across the top, and I'm going to leave a little room for her handle. So I'm just going to sew across the top, and on the sides I'm just going to add a few of this, so that way she can tie it together. So that way the front and the back will stay in one piece. Let's get started. Okay. As I said, we're going to reuse these placemats for her sewing machine, and I do want to make just a few marks on here, so that way if she doesn't want to take off the dust, you know, take this off and move it around, then she doesn't have to. So I am just going to lay this on the front. You can see it's like the perfect length. So I'm just going to lay this up. I've got my pins on my magnetic holder here, and this will be essentially my start stop. Now let me do one thing. Let me fold this in half and give this a really good finger press, good finger workout here, because this is put together so well. Okay, let me finger press and put a mark in it. So this is my center. I'm using little birds today, and I'm just going to find the center of the machine. Just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And so I found the center. So now let's pull up a bluebird. I'm going to stick this bluebird right down in the center, and this other little bird here, I'm going to stick that in the center as well. Okay, so there we have it. Now what we need to do is take the same markings, and we can just pin this together. So we have our placemats together, and we can just pin these together. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll just sew right here on the inside of this. I'm not going to take anything apart. I'm just going to sew this right here together, and leave this all intact. This is a very easy project and sew those together. The other thing that I want to also think about is where my placement of these are going to be and how big of ties do I want. I don't have, this is not a lot, but I think it's enough to give me ties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin this together, and I'm just going to take some scissors and cut this in half. There we go. Always put your scissors back where they belong so you always remember where they go. Okay, so about halfway down, so I'm going to fold this mat in half, and this is the side piece. I'm just going to find that side measurement, and I'm going to just find a spot to tack this in on one side. So let's see how much we're doing that, because we'll repeat that on the other side. So I have, oops, helps if I have the sewing machine, about a 1 inch marking. So let's pin this guy in place. This is the way when we go to the machine, we only have to sew, get up, we have to do everything here, and then we get to sit at the machine and then do everything at one time. It helps to save time that way as well. Now I have this pin, so let's go to the other side and let's take the other piece, and this, let's do the clean side. And again, we're going to take this in about 1 inch. I'm going to pin this in. There we go. Now, what I'll most likely be doing when I have this, I just want to make sure that I have the 2 spots marked. And most likely what I'll do is just to keep this seam in place, keep this the raw edge, I'm going to go ahead and flip it inside, and I'll give you a close-up of this in a second. Go ahead and flip this in, and then flip this back down. Let me make sure I got my 1 inch marking. I'm going to put this at the end here, and then I'll fold this back, and then I'll sew right on here so I have a nice clean mark. Now let me show you on this side, a little closer to the camera on this side. So I have my 1 inch mark here. So all I'm going to do is fold this back and fold this back, and I'm going to move this and fold both pieces down. No. I'm going to take this on the other side. I'm going to show you, if you can see, I'll get my hands out of the way. I'll have my 1 inch piece here, and I have it marked on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this strap, so I have my strap or my ribbon, whatever you want to call this, going this way. And this is the outer edge, so I'm going to pull this forward. Make sure it's level and even. And then that's what I will sew down. My thing is being a little tricky here. It's really thick. Okay. Oh. Oops, if I got the other side out of the way. All right, and then that's what I will sew down. Okay, so we have these now in place, and we'll be sewing these forward. I'll show you this one more time when we get to the other side. So here we are on the other side. We flip this over. And right now I'm not concerned. This is how I'm going to find out where my middle is on these and like get this sewn in and my length. So let's find the top again. Now the one side I just pinned, this side hasn't been pinned yet. So let me take it to the top. Give me a little press so I can see. All right, so this is where it was pinned on the other side. Just go ahead and fold this all in half. Make sure it's all level and even. Okay, don't need anything wonky. And then I'm going to take this piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this piece across this way. Sorry, I'm a little angrily challenged. And let's help us even more. Let's clean up this raw edge here. There we go. Get that out of the way. And we're just going to take this edge, make sure that we're in about 1 inch from the edge, and we are, and then we'll take that right across to the edge. Now you can sew this down, you know, you can just sew this straight down, no problem. I just want a clean edge for sewing, doing a little tack right here. Let me get one of my pens and not try and go through all the pieces again. All right, so now we have this, and if it's curved, it's okay, because now this is our center part. And again, I'm just gonna, let me take this back over so I can show you this again. I am flipping this inside so that my my ribbon goes into my fabric. Ooh, look at that raggedy edge. So always try and work with a clean edge. And then just right here at the center point, right here, I'm just going to make sure I have 1 inch from the edge, and I'm going to pull that forward, and I can adjust as I need to. Take a pen and I'm going to slide that through. There we go. And I can clean this up a little bit and get everything all straight. But I'll just do maybe like a little X or something right here, or just something to stabilize it, because you'll be pulling on it. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to find, oops, this center edge right here. And I'm going to just clip it off. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just find that center. Take my scissors, and these aren't even good scissors, y'all. These are just scissors I use for paper, and I'm going to cut that down. There you go. Now, what I'll do for this, now you can, you know, do a fold and a fold if you want to, or, you know, just serge this little tiny piece. I'm just going to take a little fold, and I'm just going to tuck this little guy over. Again, just to have clean lines so nothing's unraveling, falling apart on me. Make sure that's on the inside. And I may change my mind once I get over to the machine, because this is such a little tiny spot. And there we go. You can just sew a little right down this edge, and you can just do it for both. Now I like to kind of do what I did with my curtains. If you saw my last video, I just take it up and I like to just kind of measure. So find that fold on the center and then do another fold again. There you go. And you can pin that. And this will just make it all nice and clean on the edges. Okay, let's do that one more time. We gotta do on this side. Again, just a fold down. Let's fold it inside and then fold this way. Just a little roll. Nothing fancy. If you got a better way of tucking seams in, let me know in the comments down below. I look forward to reading your comments. And then again, just doing a little roll and pinning these down. Okay. Okay. So there we go. All right. Okay. So, y'all, this is a breeze. So let's take our placemats over to our sewing machine and let's get sewing. All right, so we're at my machine and I am using a foot on my Bernina. I sew on a Bernina Cafe Edition 770 QE Plus, and the QE Plus just means I get embroidery with this machine as well. So on here, what I did was I put my 10D foot on, and I told my machine, I had to tell my machine I was doing it 10D. I set my needle to go over just a little bit. What this will do is it will allow for me to sew right in here. The 10D foot, it will tuck itself because this is already sewn together. It already has these edges that I want to keep. It's just going to tuck in and it's going to help me keep a really good straight stitch right here. And then I'm using a stitch on my machine. Now you can do any stitch that you want to. Now it would be really pretty if you used a decorative stitch on here, but because of the thickness of this, I just want to do a straight stitch and stay right here along this already sewn line that's here. And just right inside that, because that's a lot of fabric. All right. Already to this marking. Remember, I'm going to leave an opening for the handle, so I'm already here to this marking. I'm going to take this very close to and remove my pen, and if you're not comfortable sewing that close to your pens, take them out, and I'm going to just do a few stitches just to back stitch, and then there we go, and just do some forwarding. All right. And I'm going to clip my stitches, and there we go. We have this nice little seam here, and let's get started on the other side. Again, let's just remove this because we're going to be starting right at that point. Go ahead and let that down, and we're going to take this all the way to the end here. Do a quick check. I think it looks pretty good. Now let's sew on these. Now I'm going to change my stitch and just do a regular straight stitch, and I'm just going to do a corner to corner little stitch here. Let's make sure my needle is in the center because it's still off. There we go. I'm going to back up. Let's go forward. Move my needle. Let's do a little back stitch. Forward. I'm gonna lift my foot, but I'm gonna leave my needle down. Be careful not to pick yourself with these threads. And let's go across the bottom to stitch that in. I'm gonna stop there. Again, I'm gonna do needle down. My machine already have it set, so every time I stop, it automatically chooses to go needle down, so I don't have to worry about staying needle down with this stitch. And then I can just start driving. And I'm at the end again. Let's rotate this around. Go back down and stitch across, going slow. Stop there. Oops. Continue sewing down on the other side. And now we just have just a little diagonal just to kind of keep it in place. If you wanted to do a full X on it, you certainly could. I think this is enough to keep it stabilized for her. So let's do the other side and just do the same thing on all three. All right, so we have these all sewn together, and now let's work on our little strips. These are just going to be really easy. Just sew down and a little back and forth, and that's it. Okay, so here we are. We're all done with our placemat cover. So let's take a look and see how it fits. So there you go. She's all ready and dust protected. Now I did go ahead and sew this and do this so these were sticking out. Now you can turn it around if you so choose. Just gonna leave it all tied together. So either way, she looks great. So one more thing that I want to show you as a little addition, you can just leave it just like this if you want to. So we're done. But here's a little bonus. Why don't we take another one and make a pocket? So here's the bonus. So why don't we take a bonus and add a pocket to the front? So I have another one, so I have a total of 4. And so what I can do is we can add a pocket to the front. And it doesn't matter, we can do it, just fold it down and add a pocket to the front and to the back. So why don't we do that? And I'll come right back. All right, that's it. I have the pocket added and I got it all put back together. And what I just did was this, I just folded the pocket lengthwise and all of the seams match up on the edge. So, and then what I did was I made some stitches going down. So this is the bonus. you know, so she has the slide. So she's got a spot for her pedal, a spot for her cables, and an extra spot so she can use for her scissors and a ruler and whatever little notions that she has that she wants to keep with her sewing machine. I hope you like this reuse, repurpose. I was not out any money at all for this because I had already purchased these from Goodwill a long time ago for the summer, and I never used them. So here they are, reused into a beautiful little dust ruffle for my aunt, and I hope she loves it. That's it for this show. Please make sure to like. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and subscribe so you can see what's coming. Because next week we're going to do something else that's really fun. Also, check out my Instagram. I'm posting out some short video sewing tutorials there as well. And that's it for Poppy Hawthorne Studios. Amy's out.